Hello, friends. Let's discuss current affairs for the week. We begin with a question on film awards. Uh, where are we? I guess here. Yeah. Now, yes, this should be fine. Name the Manipuri film that won the best children's and family film award at the BAFTA, BAFTA British Film and Television Awards. This is, you could say, one of the top three film awards in the world, the Oscar Awards, which are technically called Academy Awards. Then we have the Golden Globe Awards, and of course the BAFTA. Now, of the three, we have had BAFTA recently, and please know that this film, Boom, won this award. Now, Boom is directed by Lakshmi Priya Devi. Lakshmi Priya Devi is the director of this film. Okay, so Lakshmi Priya Devi is the director, and it was directed and produced by about 4 persons, including Ritesh Sidhwani and Arfaran Akhtar of Excel Entertainment. Now, multiple awards, and the most important awards are here mentioned here. Best film. Let me put it this way: best film went to one battle after another. You should watch this film. It's a fabulous film starring the great Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, and it also for the same film, the best director award went to Paul Anderson. Paul Anderson, and of course, best actor, went to Robert Arroyo for his film called, titled I Swear. I Swear. But then there is this film called Hamnet, for which Jesse Buckley, you know, received the Best Actress award. This is a tragic film. This story is, it details the story of, parents where the mother is played by Jesse Buckley. Jesse and her co-star play the parents, and please know that this film details the story of a 11-year-old, the death of 11-year-olds, who happens to be the son of this Jesse and her, husband. What happens in the aftermath, the kind of poignancy, what the parents go through is a story here. Hamnet is also, take on the word Hamlet. Hamlet. And of course, there is this animated film. Most folks like me like animations, like we have Chota Bheem, yeah, Tom and Jerry and all. So there is this animated film, Zootopia 2, which won the best animated film award at BAFTA this year. Now, Zootopia 1 was equally cool. The second version, the second part has won the best film award. But I suggest you watch this film, one battle after another. I think it got the most nominations as well. I think 16 nominations, of which 6 it won this year. Okay. Who has authored the coffee table book? What's a coffee table book? Not a serious work, but it's more of like, it carries a lot of photos, a lot of, anecdotes, a lot of personal issues, basically personal things. And it's a large book. A coffee table book is basically a collection of photos and, certain developments in one's life. So it's a pretty large book put on a coffee table. That's how that's the understanding of it. So it's not exactly an autobiography. It's not a biography. It's not a memoir. Memoir. Pronounced memoir. Okay. Who has authored the coffee table book titled Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Eternal Statesman? Vijay Goyal is a former, union minister, is with the BJP. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he also worked with RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. What about Atal Bihari Vajpayee? Atal Bihari Vajpayee is a former Prime Minister of India. He was the Prime Minister of India in 1993 for about 13 days. For 13 days. Then, of course, from 1998 till 2004, he was the Prime Minister of India. He is the first Prime Minister of India, first non-Congress Prime Minister of India to complete, a full term in office. First non-Congress Prime Minister of India to complete a full term in office. So 1998 to 2004. Okay. So that's the story of of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. In 2015, he received the Bharat Ratna as well. In 1992, I remember this. 1992, he received the Padma Vibhushan. Padma Vibhushan. Coal India's Gevra mine, located in Chhattisgarh, where it's a part of what you can call the Korba mine coal field. Korba coal field. So this Gevra mine is said to be the um, Asia's biggest open cast mine. Open cast mine. It's the biggest open cast mine, coal mine in Asia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 coal producing nations. See, this particular question is about Gevra mine happens to be the world's top coal producing mine. This will overtake, a US mine. But I'm more interested in telling you that the top 3 producers of coal in the world would be, one would be, I think, let me erase this particular part, and I'll tell you why we should erase this. Because when you put a circle around it, when you put a dot, it becomes a serial number. So China is the world's largest producer. Rank 2 goes to India, second largest coal producer, and the third is the United States. The top 3 producers of coal in the world would be China, followed by our country, and of course, the United States in the third place. So these are the top 3 coal producers in the world. Okay. So, hey, by the way, did I mention this? Yeah, it's already there in the question. Chhattisgarh. Okay. Yes. The 475-year-old Our Lady of Grace Cathedral, which is in Papti. It's a place near Vasai, Maharashtra, okay, Mumbai area, has been honored at the 2025 UNESCO Asia Pacific Awards for Cultural Heritage Conservation with this particular award of merit. So it's been conserved quite well and all. But how old is this? This was built in 1545 by Jesuit priests, Jesuits. An order, basically order of priests in among Catholic Christians. So this is well, of course, in near Vasai. Not much to discuss, but remember, the Portuguese were the first to arrive among the colonialists and who arrived in India. The first to arrive were the Portuguese. The first guy, as you would know, was Vasco da Gama, who came to Kerala coast in 1498. 1498. Okay. And you see, this Goa was a part of Portugal till 1961. Till 1961, Goa, Daman, and Diu were parts of Portuguese empire in India. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the Portuguese refused to hand over these particular 3 territories to India. So in 1961, Government of India launched a military operation codenamed Vijay to liberate Goa, Daman, and Diu and integrate them with the Indian Union. So that's Goa. 1961 till 1961, it was part of Portugal. It was controlled by Portugal. Now, please also know that till 1954, Puducherry, with its 3 enclaves, Yanam in Andhra Pradesh, Karaikal in Tamil Nadu, and Mahe in Kerala. So Mahe, Karaikal, and Yanam, 3 of these being parts of Puducherry were all ruled by France. That was till 1954. If you go up in northeast, basically, you find Sikkim. Sikkim was not a part of India till 1975. It was an independent Buddhist kingdom. So, ladies and gentlemen, 1975, Sikkim became a part of India. 1961, Goa, Daman, and Diu became parts of India. And of course, Puducherry became a part of India in 1954. Okay. In which state has the Reserve Bank of India built a high security data center strategically located away from potential cross-border threat zones and high seismic regions, high risk seismic regions? Seismic would relate to, earthquakes and all that. So this is located in a place called Khurda in Odisha. Okay, Khurda in Odisha. Now, why the government of India has built this? Primarily, see, the main data center of the RBI is of the Reserve Bank of India is in Navi Mumbai. But it is now looked at a new data center. It's built a new data center, primarily keeping in mind threats from China and Pakistan. So, what is the basic objective? This particular center would serve as a disaster recovery hub in case the one in Mumbai goes bad for whatever reason. Basically, this could serve as a disaster recovery hub, and of course, to ensure uninterrupted financial services. That's pretty vital for a large economy like ours. Okay. Who is the RBI governor? Sanjay Malhotra. Sanjay Malhotra is the RBI governor. The RBI, Reserve Bank of India, was founded in 1934-35, nationalized in 1949, and headquartered in Mumbai. Identify the correct statements about the national monetization pipeline. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the government of India has been saying. Monetization, what is monetization? This is about we have two kinds of infrastructure. One is greenfield infrastructure, the other is called brownfield infrastructure. Now, greenfield is brand new, newly built infrastructure. So there is a new airport coming up, that would be greenfield one. Brownfield infrastructure would relate to something that's already existing. Okay, so you have the the old Mumbai airport. You have the Begumpet airport in Hyderabad, which is very close to where I am right now. Okay. So an old existing airport technically would be called, I'm talking of just airports, okay, would be called brownfield airport. A new airport would be called greenfield airport. Now, the government of India has, owns a lot of such assets, brownfield assets. So the idea is that, if we would lease these brownfield infrastructure assets like roads, ports, 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 like airports, okay, not just ports, PORTS, seaports and all, but also, airports plus railways, if we can lend this, basically lease these out to private parties in exchange for cash. Let's say it's a 20-year lease. So 20 years lump sum, or, if not upfront, every year some money is paid. Now, what will be the impact? What's the target? The target is this year 16.72 lakh crore rupees. So the government of India intends to raise nearly 17 lakh crore rupees through this monetization. Now, this is a considerably bigger number compared with 1.0 monetization plan, where it was 6 lakh crore. Look at it now. It's a huge jump from this. That was successful. The government of India is always in need of money. So it says, okay, we have these assets, let's lease them out. Now, let's say a particular company takes on lease a particular highway. So the government of India gives this, let's say it's a highway, okay, national highway, 25-year lease. Fair? This company that purchases the lease, takes the highway on lease, then has the right to charge, tolls. It collects tolls on the road users, and of course, it also has duty to keep to maintain the highway. So there are expenses. It's not that they take the highway and use it and to collect tolls and everything. So the idea is to ensure that assets don't lie idle. There's also a different agenda. The government of India believes that when we lease out all this money, this 17 lakh crore rupees we intend to realize, it could have a huge multiplier effect of 40 lakh crore rupees. 40 lakh crore rupees. Imagine this, 40 lakh crore rupees. That's a multiplier effect they're talking about. For the next 10 years, the multiplier effect could be 40 lakh crore rupees. How? So the government of India gets money, it would build new infrastructure, new airports, new highways, new ports, new power plants, all that stuff. So this link, think about, when you build a road, what goes into the road? The cement, the concrete, the coal. Yeah. So you have multiplier effect basically. You have workers, skilled workers, and not so skilled workers. So they get earned income. They basically spend money. They create demand for goods and services, to which, to meet that demand, companies invest in production capacities, employ people, produce raw materials. You got this? No, it has a multiplier effect. It creates a huge multiplier effect. So Government of India believes that while we intend to get 17 lakh crore rupees, we also would reinvest this paisa, and this paisa could have a 40 lakh crore boost to GDP of India, which is a huge number, my friends. Okay. Meet Rob Jetten. Yeah, this is the first. This is the current Prime Minister of Netherlands. Exams have this way of asking you questions. Who is the first openly gay Prime Minister of Netherlands? Okay, it's just a sexual orientation, not really much to worry about, to think about. And but examiners, they have this curiosity. Does the student know this? So now know that he's the first openly gay Prime Minister. He also happens to be the youngest fellow. He has succeeded Dick Schoof. This is the outgoing guy whom this guy succeeded. Okay, Dick has been succeeded by Rob. You see this Netherlands, neither in English means under. So 17% of this country's land is below sea level. It's on the Atlantic coast. 17% of Netherlands' area, is below sea level. That's why Netherlands, underlands. Okay. Now, one more thing. You look at the countries, the prime ministers. Shall we discuss the prime ministers? Pedro Sanchez. Pedro Sanchez, Russia's prime minister. We know the name of the president, Vladimir Putin. The prime minister is Mikhail Mishustin. Mikhail, I'll write it here, Mishustin. That's the prime minister, ladies and gentlemen. Slovakia is Robert Fico. Robert Fico. What about Norway? Jonas. The J you could silence it. Yeah. Jonas Store. Jonas Store. Okay. I guess that's about it. Yeah, pretty good stuff. What is the name of India's first comprehensive counter-terrorism policy launched by the Minister of Home Affairs? Minister of Home Affairs is the Union Minister of Home Affairs is Amit Shah. So there is a new anti-terrorism or counter-terrorism policy for internal security, external security that has been, launched. It's called Prahar. What is it called? Prahar. You see, this is each of the letters, as is the case with the Mohan, they have this fascination with acronyms. So prevention of terror attacks to protect Indians' regions and interests, all those things basically. Yeah, that is the essence of this, is to ensure that the people of India are safe. External threats, internal threats are neutralized, while keeping in mind the human rights. Yeah, no one's human rights shall be violated. That's the idea behind this. Okay, guys. Which ministry has launched a nationwide campaign? Badna hai to yahan judna hai. Badna hai to yahan judna hai. To accelerate, India's digital skilling movement through Skill India Digital Hub. So the government of India has launched this campaign primarily through MSDE, which is the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Let me repeat, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. It's launched this digital skilling program because given that there is a large young population, pretty large young population in India, is not really job ready. So upskilling, digital skilling would help them get jobs and all that. That's the idea behind this. Yeah. Who is the Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship? Jayant Chaudhary. Jayant Chaudhary. Jayant Chaudhary. I was reading about him. He was born in America, Dallas, in the United States. His father is a great, so grandfather is a great Charan Singh. Charan Singh, who also was the second non-Congress Prime Minister of India. Okay, 70, he was there for 6 months, 79, 80, early 80. He was there only for 6 months, basically. Okay, so grandson of Chaudhary Charan Singh, former Prime Minister of India, and son of former Union Minister Ajit Singh. Okay, Meti, as you know, is Minister of Electronics and what do you say, Minister of Electronics and Telecommunications. Yeah, Minister of Electronics and Information Technology. I'm sorry, not telecommunications. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. This is headed by Ashwini Vaishnav. Ashwini Vaishnav. So that was a blank, isn't it? Sometimes it happens. When we are in a flow, things sometimes go blank. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, headed by Ashwini Vaishnav. MCA is the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is headed by Nirmala Sitharaman. Ministry of Commerce and Industry, headed by, Piyush Goyal. So Piyush Goyal, Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, Electronics and Information Technology, Ashwini Vaishnav. And Jayant Chaudhary being the Union Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. The central government has launched a nationwide immunization drive against human papilloma, virus, which is a landmark step towards eradicating, cervical cancer in girls who are aged 14 and above. 14 is, coming of age kind of thing. So this, remember, human papilloma virus, it is believed that it impacts just about everyone who is sexually active. Okay, at some point in life, people who are impacted by this. That's what I read. This is a literature thing, basically. Okay, medicine literature. Now, thing about this is that it's largely asymptomatic, unless there are external signs like there are warts, some kind of blisters and all that in the genital area, in anal area and all. Please know one more thing, that the government of India has launched this primarily to protect our, children. So it's a good thing, my friends. It's a really good thing. And there is no particular medicine to cure the virus. Please know this. To treat the virus, no. But yes, to treat symptoms, there is this vaccination. So it's about symptom management, just like pretty much like COVID. Okay. Which state government has set up a high-level panel to probe unauthorized fund transfers from IDFC First Bank and AU Small Finance Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, Haryana government has done this primarily because there was this fraud that happened at one branch, Chandigarh branch of IDFC First Bank. The fraud was 590 crore rupees. There were transfers. Some people had colluded, government officers, bank officers, they colluded and they siphoned off, SIPHONED, siphoned off 590 crore rupees of the government of Haryana's money. Of course, they have been able to recover 556 crore, yeah, but the remaining is yet to be traced. It will be traced. That's what the government has assured. And who is the CEO of IDFC First Bank? V. Vaidyanathan. V. Vaidyanathan is the CEO of IDFC First Bank, while AU Small Finance Bank is headed by Sanjay Agarwal. Sanjay Agarwal. Okay. The Haryana Chief Minister is Naib Singh Saini. Naib Singh Saini. Which company topped the inaugural GEM Financial Hurun India unlisted GEMs? Listed companies are those that have issued shares, that have, that have gone public, means they've collected subscription amounts, that is shared subscription amounts from the general public. They get listed on stock exchanges like Bombay Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, where they could be bought and sold. But there are a lot of companies that are unlisted. And the biggest of these companies that is unlisted is Reliance Retail, which has a turnover of 2.7 lakh crore rupees. This is lower than what the company has stated. The company is saying that our turnover is 3.3 lakh crore rupees. 3.3 lakh crore rupees. Can you believe this? 3.3 lakh crore rupees. It's headed by Isha Ambani. Isha Ambani. Isha Ambani is the CEO of Reliance Retail. Okay. Flipkart is number. There are two, three. I think. So, never mind. It's okay. Flipkart is 84,000 crore. That's a turnover, and Malabar is about 68,000 crore. Remember, K is kilo, kilo is thousand, so 68,000 crore. Okay. Malabar gold and all. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you is this: that Flipkart is owned by an American company called Walmart. Walmart, which is the world's largest, retail chain store. The Financial Services Institutions Bureau has recommended Hitesh Joshi for the post of Chairman and Managing Director of General Insurance Corporation of India. Remember, he's currently holding the additional charge, but FISB has said, FSIB has said that let's appoint him, basically. Yeah. Currently, he is the Director of Finance at GIC, General Insurance, General India, what is it? General Insurance Corporation of India. Now, what is RE? RE is reinsurance. Reinsurance. What exactly is this concept? So let's say there is an asset, okay, which is valued at 1,000 crore rupees. 1,000 crore rupees. It approaches company, insurance company A. It says, okay, guys, we would like to insure our asset worth 1,000 crore rupees. Fair. The company is happy with the premium and everything. But then it realizes, oh man, if something goes wrong at the company, we'd have to pay all that money. So it says, it now goes to insurance company, reinsurance company, okay, B, reinsurance company B. It says, we would want to, we would want to insure this with you. So it splits the liability. It splits the liability, and it also splits the premium. Some part of the premium goes to the other company. This is called reinsurance. So this reinsurance happens between companies, an insurance company and a reinsurance company. But the main liability rests here, basically. That's it. Okay. So India has General Insurance Corporation of India, GIC Re, and coming to LIC, India's largest life insurance company. R. Doraiswamy is a CEO. R. Doraiswamy is a CEO. One more company we can take. Okay, let's take choice 2. New India, Girija Subramaniam. Girija Subramaniam is the CEO of New India Assurance. Which two countries will conduct their annual springtime military exercise named Freedom Shield? It's going to be South Korea and United States. This is South Korea, which is located south of North Korea. Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. Let me use a different color because yellow and yellow would look pretty bad. Yeah. So, guys, this is North Korea. You can see here. This line you see here, this is a boundary line. This boundary line is also called DMZ. The Americans call it Z. This is demilitarized zone. Demilitarized zone means technically there should not be any military here. But this is, you could say, the most fortified border in the world. On the South Korean side, at least 1 lakh soldiers, 1.5 lakh soldiers would be found here, could be found here. On the North Korean side, there are about 3 lakh soldiers. So this is, these are estimates. Estimates vary. Okay. So demilitarized zone. Historically, South Korea has had pretty bad relations with, historically, okay? Japan, with China, with North Korea. So it's surrounded by 3 enemies. 3 enemies. So the US has been here since the end of the Korean War in 1953. And America stations a lot of, it has a military base in South Korea. It has a lot of troops as well. Okay. So that's the thing, my friends. They keep, engaging themselves in military exercises aimed at primarily North Korea. North Korea, as you know, is ruled by a man called Kim Jong-un. He is the leader of North Korea. You can't call him president because he's Papa. He's president for life. Kim Il Jong, Il Jong. But the funny thing, the Papa is dead. Okay, Kim Il Jong died in 2011. Since then, he has been the president for life. So Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, has threatened South Korea, has threatened Japan. Hey guys, you do anything, take any misstep, you engage in some misadventure against us, we'll launch a missile against you. We'll throw a nuclear bomb. That's what they've been threatening. They have nuclear bombs. Okay, crazy guys. But anyway, that's how the world is, my friends. But you could also say that no one dares to touch them because they have nuclear weapons. Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. So this is how the world works. Okay. Now, South Korea's president is Lee Jae-myung. Lee Jae-myung is the president of South Korea. Okay, guys. Let's go back to our normal color. This is North Korea, Kim Jong-un. Japan, Taiwan, William Lai, L-A-I. He's also called Lai Ching-te. Lai Ching-te. In some places, you may find L-A-I. No problem. This is the same thing. Okay. Lai Ching-te. Japan has a prime minister named Sane Takechi. Sane Takechi. Okay. This is Taiwan. You can see, oh, it's L again. L, yeah, Taiwan. Who is the interim CEO of, Niti Aayog? It is Nidhi Chibbar, the first woman CEO, you could say, even though interim, the first woman head of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog's de facto chairman or ex officio chairman, remember, is always the Prime Minister of India. So whoever is the Prime Minister of India, by virtue of being in that office, automatically becomes the chairman of Niti Aayog. Now, BVR Subramaniam is outgoing CEO, vice chairman. So this is chairman, this vice chairman is Suman Beri. Okay. Sanjay Murthy is CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Oh, Suman Beri is mentioned here. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Vivek Joshi are Election Commissioners of India. Okay. Yeah. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred with the Speaker of the Knesset Medal in recognition of his exceptional contribution to strengthening strategic relations between India and Israel. Knesset, my friends, is the name of Israeli Parliament. And you know, the Israeli Prime Minister is Benjamin Netanyahu. In the Israeli Basha, Benjamin Netanyahu, but we'll call him Benjamin Netanyahu. Saudi Arabia, king is Salman. Salman is a king, but his son is a prime minister and crown prince. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. When I say bin, remember bin is son of. Okay, so Mohammed son of Salman. So Mohammed bin Salman, called MBS. Jordan has a Raja, Abdullah II, King Abdullah II. He is a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad's family. Yes. Okay. Iran, it's in war situation. We have a video on our website, on our channel called Time for Cat. Please go here and you will find a video on war in West Asia. I have presented an an unbiased perspective. It's a 50-minute video. Please watch it. Everything you should know about the war, you would find it there. Okay. Now, Iran's president is Masoud Pezeshkian. Masoud Pezeshkian. United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed. Mohammed bin Zayed is the president. According to the Airports Council International World, which Indian airport has been named as the winner of the 2025 Airport Service Quality Award for the best airport at arrivals. That's a lot, yeah. This is Mangaluru Airport in Karnataka. Mangaluru in Karnataka. The EV Ahilyabai Airport is in Indore. It's in Indore. So, Indira Gandhi Airport, New Delhi. Chhatrapati Gandhi in Hyderabad. Yes. Identify the correct statements about India's GDP data. India's GDP data. Okay. So, of course, the base year has changed from 2011. This is the old base year. It has changed to 2022-23. Because since then, a lot of things have changed. So, to reflect the changes in consumption pattern, production pattern, financial, what we say, digital payments patterns and all, things have come in basically. These are all real GDP growth rate. Remember, nominal on paper, nominal minus inflation. Okay, inflation rate is equal to real. So whether it's interest rates, nominal interest rate minus inflation rate gives you the real rate of interest. For example, your bank says we will pay you 7% interest, but the inflation rate is 6%. So effectively you are earning only 1%. Okay. If it's reverse, 6% the bank says will pay you, inflation is 7%, you are actually losing money. You are losing money, isn't it? Yes. Man, this is, isn't it bad? Yes, it is bad. So real rate of, remember, nominal GDP minus rate of inflation is real rate. And yes, these are all numbers, these are just numbers. What are they? Numbers. National Science Day celebrated on 28th February. The theme this year is Women in Science, Catalyzing Viksit Bharat. Now, why do we have this particular day? On this day, in 1928, the great Chandrasekhara Venkataraman, C.V. Raman, the great Chandrasekhara Venkataraman discovered the Raman effect about scattering of light and all. So he in 1928 discovered the Raman effect. Okay. So in that honor, in his discovery's honor, this particular day is celebrated as National Science Day of India. In 1930, Chandrasekhara Venkataraman received the Nobel Prize for Physics. 1930 physics. Remember, he was the first non-Asian and non-white, first Asian and first non-white to receive the Nobel Prize for Physics. In fact, please remember one thing. This was a great deal. This is the first time that the Nobel Prize came to Asia when it comes to sciences. Okay? Yeah. Alois Zwingli will serve as the interim president and CEO of World Economic Forum because Borge Brende has been forced to resign following allegations that he had ties to the sexual pervert Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Now, World Economic Forum is headquartered in a place called Colony. What is it? Colony, which is in Switzerland. It's in Switzerland. World Trade Organization, I will not give you the head offices. Geneva, okay. I think these are not important. I'll give you the names of the CEOs, heads. World Trade Organization is headed by Ngozi Okonjo Iweala of Nigeria. She's the first African and first woman Director General of World Trade Organization. International Monetary Fund, we've been discussing Kristalina Georgieva's name for ages now. Food and Agriculture Organization, which is headquartered in Rome, is headed by a Chinese diplomat, Dongyu of China. World Intellectual Property Organization is headed by a Singaporean named Darren Tang. Darren Tang. So Singaporean. He's from Singapore. Okay. Tata Electronics has partnered with Dash to manufacture automotive modules in India. Qualcomm is one of the world's leading mobile software company. It owns the patents for CDMA technology, a lot of wireless stuff and all that. So they have tied up with Tata Electronics to produce automotive modules in India. Now let me tell you, Qualcomm is headed by the CEO is Cristiano Amon. He is a CEO. And where is it headquartered? It's headquartered in a place called San Diego. These are all American companies. All American companies, San Diego, California, US. So only here I mentioned US, but otherwise I just mentioned the state and the place. Intel, remember these three are all headquartered in Santa Clara. Santa Clara. Okay, that's a common thing. And these are all in California. But AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, is headed by Lisa Su. Lisa Su. NVIDIA, headed by Jensen Huang. Intel, headed by who is the CEO? Lip Bu Tan. Lip Bu Tan. These are all actual names, okay? All of them are true things. Cisco, headed, it's headquartered in a place called San Jose. The J is pronounced with an H in California, and the CEO is Chuck Robbins. Chuck Robbins. Okay, so CEOs and all my friends. India set an ambitious target to boost its bilateral trade with Brazil to about $30 billion. The current bilateral trade is $15.2 billion. $15.2 billion is the current bilateral trade, and but the idea is to bring it up to 30 billion, means double it. So currently from 2025, in 2025 it's 15 to in 5 years double it. That's how it is. Okay. Just to give you an idea, the capitals for a change, let's write capitals. Okay. Santiago. Chile's capital is Santiago. Paraguay, Asuncion. Brazil, Brasilia. Argentina, Buenos Aires. Peru, Lima. Peru, Lima. Okay. All South American countries, my friends. That's all from me, Bharat Jain. Have a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. Stay curious.